All right, we got one. Jayden Daniels' teammates
Jayden
hated him.
Daniels. He gets to the practice facility every day at 5 a.m. to put in his own work. His NFL teammates describe him as mature.
It's always funny when, like, there'll be a clip on Twitter of someone wearing these the GPS trackers, and people are like, oh, they're wearing sports bras now. This is what's wrong with the world. This is what's wrong with sports. They got sports bras on. It's like, yo, gang. They're GPS trackers. Like, if you're not a high level athlete, just say that. But hey, like.
And a great leader.
When
crazy. Talking to media, he is described as respectful, composed, and humble. Off the field, he gives bikes to children in need, visits hospitals, in addition to donating to charities. On the field, he might be having the greatest season in NFL rookie quarterback history.
That shit was a dot right there. I remember watching that live. That was that was on the money.
How could you hate him?
Yeah, Simeon.
Did. And it wasn't an internet troll like me. It was his own teammates back in college.
Clean that shit out. He out of this nigga suck anyway.
I see a bunch of comments on social media talking about, man.
Nigga suck anyway.
I see a bunch.
That was funny.
A bunch of comments on social media talking about, man, I barely remember Jayden Daniels at Arizona State. Yeah, because it was past your bedtime. You weren't a real OG up at 11, 12 at night. Today, I'm breaking down the beginning of Jayden Daniels' career and how the toxic environment in
he was definitely hooping that
season and a deep run in
Arizona State
playoffs. If you love college football and want to support the channel, make sure to smack that like button, subscribe, do all that, and let's get started, boys. How did Jayden Daniels?
I did not know that's what bro looked like. We've seen a few of his videos.
He was a 4-star recruit in the class of 2019, ranked as the 35th best quarterback in the nation. A couple years before, Daniels was starting at his high school in San Bernardino, California as a freshman on varsity, where he weighed only 125 pounds.
125 on varsity is crazy.
And some had even said the ball was
I wasn't that pissed. I was kind of like fake pissed Ohio State won. It was more like, damn, like now, they get to talk, but Michigan still beat them, so
from school.
They got still got bragging rights.
From Bama to Ohio
125 on varsity definitely victim
USC.
weight.
A big reason why he chose the Sun Devils had nothing to do with anything on the field. Daniels wanted to get out of California, but didn't want to go too far away from his family, stating he was a mama's boy. He also mentioned how going up north to a school like Oregon or Washington was too cold. So
I feel like more guys got to be honest about that. Like those people that's from Cali, Florida, Texas, the South, hey, that cold, trust me, it gets cold. You ain't never experienced nothing like it. Like I was talking to some kids from Arizona the other day. I'm like, what's the coldest game you played in? They talk about 50 degrees. It's like, gang, 50 dead near. No sleeves, no nothing. Like you just chilling. But
Arizona State.
Cali, Arizona, it's not that far at all.
Met all the criteria. At the time, it felt like the Sun Devils were in a solid spot and possibly an up-and-coming program under former NFL head coach Herm Edwards. This pro experience on the staff also enticed Daniels, plus he would have a chance to start right away, which he did. In 2019, he had a fantastic freshman year, putting up 20 total touchdowns and only 2 picks.
He's really always had the ability to throw that shit deep.
Which unfortunately happened to be the best season that Jayden would be a part of in Tempe, and that's mainly where the problem started. Numbers-wise, 2020 and...
All right. Yeah, 2020 season, like, there is really nothing you can... It was such a fake season. Like, that shit, bro, everything was messed up that year. And especially in the Pac-12. Like, they barely played it all.
2021 did not compare at all to...
Bryce Young. Bryce Young, best quarterback I played.
Daniels. It's fascinating because when you look back at the offensive weapons that were around him during the time...
Hey, Max, that shit was a tackle at the end of the day. Tackle on the stat sheet.
Frame, such as Brandon Ayuk, Ricky Pearsall, Rashad White, and Johnny Wilson, they should have been playing at an elite level. Even Jayden said
they had some stars, low-key.
Those teams should have been winning Pac-12 championships, Rose Bowls, and more. With all the talent and personalities in the locker room falling under expectations, there was clearly tension within the program and culture, which would come to light soon. These tensions only got worse when the NCAA launched an investigation on the ASU program regarding recruiting violations during and after the 2021 season, which jeopardized the future even more. Jayden was not going to be able to flourish and grow in this environment to reach his ultimate goal of playing in the NFL. So he decided to take his talents into the transfer portal.
I'd say probably Lamar's first season,
with 2 more years of college eligibility remaining. And
I think the Falcons will be straight. I don't know though.
Clearing Daniels'
their defense
out of his locker without permission and using choice words to describe their former QB.
What's crazy though is when you transfer, right? literally as soon as you put your name in that portal, maybe 10 minutes later, not even, like they are going to take all your locker stuff down. Like, so Michigan and Utah State, we used to have like nameplates in the lockers. Dog, I remember it was the morning of a workout. So it's like we have 6 a.m. workouts. Everyone's like, yo, where's this one guy? Where's this one guy? They're like, yo, he's hitting the portal. Dog, by the time we get back to the locker room from workouts, all his stuff is down. His locker's cleared out. I'm like, yo, y'all don't waste time at all. So like, if you ever transfer, make sure you get everything out your locker immediately because you won't have a second chance.
On social media.
Worst I've been embarrassed.
Get out. He out of this. Suck anyways.
You might see this and say, oh, the guys were just...
I feel like I ain't never really been like truly embarrassed. Like, I mean,
If
obviously you
you're
miss
willing to
tackles
take
and stuff like that,
action
but
and publicly slam your former leader, I believe that you were never real friends in the first place and had some sort of build-up resentment towards that person. It's just common sense.
Jayden Daniels got
Now,
dogs on
whether it was
the Commander,
jealousy
bro.
because
Offensively,
Jayden
the
had a
Commander's
bright
not bad at
future
all.
ahead, or maybe there was a lot more going on behind the scenes than we knew, this act exemplified the culture issues at Arizona State. Jayden had a very even-keeled and mature attitude when speaking on the situation in hindsight.
I don't know though, because there's a part of it where it's like, hey, you just kind of up and left us, so you're not really our guy no more. But I mean, I see it both. I see both sides of the coin.
Saying, quote, everything happens for a reason, end quote.
Shit, I wasn't embarrassed. I played well that game. I graded out. What was my grade? I think my coach graded me at like a 92% that game. So like, hey, I did my job. I really couldn't do much more than that. I couldn't score.
He could have gone
I
after
ain't scored no touchdowns on me.
his teammates publicly, but decided to keep things at peace. After he committed to LSU and arrived at camp, he talked about how different things felt in Baton Rouge compared to Tempe.
It's probably because there's more talent at LSU. There's better food at LSU.
Quote, they eat, lived, slept, and breathed football in the South, end quote, which helped him get better like never before and reach his highest potential. The rest was history. Daniels had grown into his frame, going from 175 pounds his freshman year to 210 his senior year.
It's crazy because like 210's not always the same. Like his 210 still looks kind of thin, but like, I mean,
had peaked,
210's
and he had a
210.
great team around him. All of this led to a historic 2023.
Yeah, no, that's kind of all right. That's kind of how it is. So someone in chat just said, if you transfer before we're friends, like we'll still be friends. If we're not really cool, like it's kind of whatever. That's kind of how it was with me. Like I transferred. I had a bunch of guys that transferred. I'm still cool with the guys I was cool with. The guys I wasn't cool with, I wouldn't even say we were enemies or nothing like that. It was just like, hey, you know, like is what it is. But nah, like I still got pretty much everyone, a lot of people I'm close with, they all transferred. Ain't nothing, like it's never been there's never any animosity towards them.
Season that ended in a Heisman and a highly debated number 2 pick.
Yeah, quarterback definitely hard in college.
Anymore after he led his Commanders team to their
Cornerback hard in college, safety hard in college.
First playoff victory in 19 years. This is an inspiring story on how the outside noise does not matter at all. Let them talk, keep doing you, and you'll get to the top. I've been Saturday Shenanigans, your home for unfiltered college football content, and I'll
WVid. Hey there. If you like that video, don't be afraid to hit the subscribe button, and then follow along on Twitch so you can catch all the live moments as they happen.